Easy on these strengths, guys.
Okay guys, this is a quick rundown of the heroic whale fight that we actually cleared last night.
Bosses incoming.
This fight
Bosses
was
are up.
rather trivialized after we used a different raid strat that we found on other videos by Midwinter and other guilds. I wouldn't say the fight's impossible without this strat, because basically the concept is to keep the rages CC'd the entire fight and never kill them, but it requires the use of 4 mages and 3 DKs with timed, well, technically only 2 DKs, but we use 3 AoE death grips, and makes the fight rather trivial. What you can see, obviously I'm tanking this Queen Z boss,
Range
and
switch.
we're doing the dance right now. It's not really a hard fight for a tank, it's just kind of more about not getting hit ever, and then because I'm a Prot paladin it's a joke. But essentially we keep the ads continually spawn throughout the fight, and we just basically wait, have 4 mages back in the back there covering our asses so these ads don't get out. But I mean, in reality, we probably, the amount of people we have helping CC those things, I think there's 4 mages, a healer, a boomkin, and the DKs that we brought in that some of them aren't even their main spec classes. And that's pretty much how much DPS we waste by doing it. So I mean, in reality, it probably would be okay to just do it and kill them normally, but the Titan Sparks that spawn
Watch
after
out in the middle, we're gonna have a couple of these die in the middle.
But in reality, it's not a hard fight. We actually killed it in one night. We started around 7:30 and it took us about 4 hours. If you can look, 11:20ish.
It's down.
Got this kill. Like I said, it's really a simple fight, but I mean, you can enjoy and watch it. But basically, he does the dance move that he does, which is whenever he reaches 20 energy, he just continually picks a different direction to swing his massive fucking hammer. And see there, it says arc right, so you move to the right, arc center, so you move through him,
quickly.
and then arc left, you move to the left, and then he's got another move, which is a stomp move, which you just have to run out, like right here. It's not really that hard of a fight. I mean, if you get the dance down, if you dodge all 10 of them, you get a free million damage to the boss. So we've got all these melee, we've got probably about, I think it's 6 of us over here on my side.
Dumb.
So basically, if everybody does the dance correctly, we get 6 million damage every time. Yeah, you can see 1,040,000 because that's with the physical damage buff. But that's basically where most of our damage comes from. Our warriors and all of our melee classes actually get a huge buff during this encounter. It's called Titan Gas gives a melee buff, which makes them all really high damage. That's why all of our melee are super high and all of our range are really low.
Range, get ready to switch.
Rana tide is down.
The rest of the fight is basically the repetitiveness that is this dance and not getting killed. And by the end of the fight, we have probably 100 and maybe 120 mobs back there. How many rages we have back there being continuously CC'd with Rings of Frost and AoE Death Grips and Typhoons and all sorts of stuff. As far as tanking this fight, the amount of health that I'm kind of running with right now seems to be about perfect. His melee swings are about 275k with just plain armor. I found that if you do get hit twice in a row, you'd be okay. As long as you have over 600,000 health, you'll be okay. So that's kind of what we shot for. That way you can take 2 unmitigated hits without dying, assuming you didn't get hit by anything.
Watch the middle, guys. Don't die to these spawns. Watch
as far as
they're going to be right on you guys, so be ready to move.
I took Divine Protection Glyph, so I get physical damage instead of magic damage.
Okay, one is dying in the middle of the raid.
I took Battle Insight. If you can actually, I wish I could post the healing meters in this part of the video, but I don't have them. But our healing meters showed me about 30k healing.
Keep working.
That's how much healing I've just been padding this whole time on our melee group. I took the Light's Hammer on this fight because I felt that it was helping our healers out.
Attack me.
It helped our healers out a lot. So, in reality, that's all the fight really comes down to. I have about, I don't know, I think my Shield of the Righteous is about 60% damage reduction. And basically throughout the entire fight, Prot Paladins can literally just continually chain enough CDs to not really even need one. Like there's probably like 1 or 2 times where I actually need a cooldown on this fight.
Okay.
I mean, it's either using Ardent Defender,
really well. Keep it up.
Divine Protection, and my Trinket Dodge proc, or I use a combination of spamming Ward of Glories on myself with 5 stacks with just a Divine Protection, and then Holy Avenger, just spamming Holy Avenger to get 3 instant Shield of the Righteous is up. And obviously Raid Wall. So I mean I have Raid Wall up for this one, and that lasts pretty much basically the entire duration. I mean I dip low a little bit, but that's what it's there for, you know. That's why I have so much health. Well, not actually, this isn't actually that much. I could have had probably about 700k, to be honest.
Range, get ready to switch.
But this is actually the 3rd week of heroics. I believe it's the 3rd week of heroics. Yeah. Yeah, this is the 3rd week of heroics. And we're pretty geared by this point. I have basically every piece of gear in the instance. The only pieces I still need are a couple from Spirit Kings and a couple from Elegon. And that's basically it.
Kill raw?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really dip too low. I mean, basically between me wogging and my Sacred Shield, like I don't dip very much.
Switch now.
I call for a cooldown here because I'm actually kind of worried I might die. But in the end, I don't die, and I don't even get the cooldown.
Okay, now watch out in the middle of the raid. We can't lose anyone.
But I think we're, as far as healers go, we had Pallies focusing on the tanks.
These are innovation one.
And I think we had
these are going to die. Like
we had a shaman helping out on one of the tanks, and that's about it. Like,
okay, they're dying. Move.
This is actually really clean kill. We had some trouble early on in the night, but this is probably one of our cleanest kills.
Keep working, Range. Keep working.
If you watch it to the end, you can see that we lose maybe 1 person, I think, at the end.
Doing a good job.
It wasn't really that big of a deal. It was right as the fight was ending, basically.
Sure.
Play it safe.
And if you look, yeah, you see the energy about to reach 20, so another dance coming right now.
I still have a stack.
I didn't get hit the entire fight, so it was a really good attempt for me. Apparently, some of our other melee got hit a lot, but as you can see, the melee kind of stay pretty low. Like, it's kind of scary. I don't know if I really want to be a melee on this fight, but that's why I took the Light's Hammer. So basically, during this phase, I could just drop it right there by the boss, and every time, you know, we're doing this, they can just get a little bit of healing. So it kind of padded the meters a lot.
If someone dies,
you can kind of watch the rest of the fight. We actually moved the mages into another channel because we felt that it wasn't really needed. That they needed to be in a separate channel because we didn't want them to make any mistakes. So we put them in a separate mumble channel, and they just went to town. The DKs, the mages,
the healing
their healer, we're all up in the other channel.
Get on the strength.
We kind of just left it there.
Chapter crying there.
That's pretty much it. I mean, the rest of the fight was pretty simple. I mean, we don't lose anybody. Once the execute phase came up, we popped heroism and we just fucking shit on them because we have
Range. You should be on strengths now.
2 warriors who just basically do like
gonna get courageous to them,
like 16 million worth of damage and executes. So some of the other issues we ran into, obviously, sometimes the mage thing is more of
courageous. Get on the courageous
process.
And watch
it's
out
not necessarily, you know, save this mob and, you know, make sure the ring is placed in this weird spot at the weird time. It's always the same spot every time. You just drop it, grip the ads.
Gonna die right in the middle
if one
again.
Gets away, like somehow we polymorphed it maybe, but outside of that, there really wasn't much more you had to do. The fight was it's about 12 minutes, I think, from the beginning. The bosses don't spawn until about 90 seconds in.
Move.
Outside of that, I mean, the fight's pretty much the same thing over and over again. And we also look at the side. We had the 3 DKs. We had 3 blood DKs also on this fight, so we could actually control the strengths very easily. The bigger ads that can't be CC'd and have to be tanked. Don't do melee damage.
Finish these strengths and we're gonna burn, but we're gonna keep killing shit though.
So we kept those guys alive, and also when that meant when the Courages spawned, that they focused the outside tanks and not the focused the strength tanks and not the boss tanks, because if the boss tanks were focused, it made it really tough.
DPS time.
Yeah, so basically the boss is just gonna melt right here. We don't even get the lust until really late. I don't even know if it lasts the entire phase or not. But
Nos, tell the mages to keep ringing. Tell them do not fucking stop that. Go up there.
yeah, I mean the fight is overall. This strat really trivializes the encounter. Like, it basically makes it so you don't have to class stack high people that can break the. That can kill the sparks without killing themselves.
Sack up.
But yeah, and this is one night's worth of work. It took us 4 hours, about 25 attempts, 26 attempts.
Courages.
And
get on the Courages.
Wasn't too bad.
Should we just slow them and ignore them?
Slow them and kill the boss. Like probably about 10 attempts in, we got them down to 24%.
We're good down to.
And here you can listen to some. Actually, the screens weren't really that big for this sometimes. Yeah. I think the mage channel was a little bit better.
Shit.
Fuck you.
Fucking hit.
Yeah. Yep. It was a good fight overall, and the tier's over, and start a new run next week. So
drink it, yeah, motherfuckers. Good.